So I'm really excited. So I want to share something with you. I've been talking a little bit about my mastermind and coaching program, right? And tomorrow I'm gonna sell you on it. But it's not for most of you in the room. It's a very it may be for some of you. It's a very exclusive little group, but it's one of my two favorite things that I do in our business. One are these events, right? And the other are my masterminds. And I just love it. So we have a rare treat today because the stars align, and a whole bunch of my mastery members just happen to be here today, which is really cool. They're all movers and shakers and busy like you guys, and to get them all in a room at the same time is almost usually not possible. So it's really, really cool. So I want to we have two programs. We have our Mastery Retreats and our Beyond Results program. And can I just show you a little video on Mastery Retreats? Cool. All right, check this out. I have to tell you, I was not able to sleep last night. I was so excited about the caliber and the brilliance that people in the room here this week. From branding, experts from software, experts from the speaking world, experts from the direct marketing world. You can't start a new business and buy a ticket into the Mastery Retreats. This is not a ticket that you can buy. You have to be invited into the Mastery Retreats. And this room was completely deliberate. We knew exactly who we wanted to work with, the caliber of people we wanted to work with, the industries that we wanted them to be in. And the way you get invited is through sacrifice, right? How many of us have sacrificed to get to this level in our business? Absolutely. It's not from working 9 to 5. It's not from working for someone else. It's not for taking no for an answer. It's not for ever giving up. That's how you get into this room. You don't get into this room for fucking off. That's the reality. So I want to take a moment to just acknowledge all of you for being here, and please give yourselves a big round of applause.
I was a member at Tech Coast Angels.
Over $100,000 US dollars in personal commissions.
Every day that I was here, Ed contributed something to my business. Jerry definitely contributed something to my business, and each and every single one of you contributed something to my business.
So now, instead of looking at doing an 8-figure business, why not a 9?
Being surrounded by the level of thinking that it's just a whole different level. This has really been a true mastermind where we brainstorm on how to leverage and how to build our businesses.
When you're around people like this that can take your business to another level by giving you their experiences and how they've done business on a day-to-day basis, the pros and cons, there's just no way to measure that.
It's an extremely valuable experience to sort of have those guys in a room doing hot seats, getting information about your business that is specifically practical and sort of being able to implement that stuff in your business.
They have a $50 million company, and that company needs to go to a $100 million company. Well, I might not be able to do that, but I can certainly say, Riyadh, meet William, William, meet Riyadh. And I didn't want to wait till next week. So you guys just really encouraged me. Listening to you guys, I'm like, oh man, I miss this. I miss I miss being in that fight, being around this, and man, I'm so excited.
Do you really want to be challenged and grow? If you want to work in that environment and really rethink things, this is the place for you.
Awesome. Pretty cool, yeah? Yeah. So it's my greatest honor to introduce you to some Mastery Retreats members. Andrea, you want to come up? Andrea, Peter, come on up. Roy, Oliver, Bruce, Ed, Jerry. I can't believe we have so many of you in the room. Are there any others? Awesome. Welcome, guys and gals. Welcome, welcome. Give them a big round.
We want to miss this for the world.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me grab this mic. All right. Are there enough chairs? Hey, there are. That's for you. All right. Awesome. Andrea, you should be in the middle. Sure.
Awesome. So it's just so cool to have you guys all in the same place. And that setting that was in the video is my house. That's where we meet. And actually, all of our mastermind groups meet at the house, my Vegas place or our Hollywood place. And we have our Beyond Results, which are the movers and shakers, and then the Mastery Retreats, which are the super movers and shakers. And a lot of time we graduate the BR people to MR, and it's just, I don't know, it's just, for me, it's like such an honor. So why don't we do this? Why don't we, we don't have a ton of time, but if you could each maybe take 20 seconds or so and tell us a little about yourself.
All right, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
What do I say in 20 seconds?
Or you can take 30 if you want.
No, all right, we'll take 30. We'll take
Okay.
30. First of all, we are here because we want to be here, and we should be here because you are a rock star.
Thanks, buddy.
Let's give him a
Appreciate that.
big round of applause. So I am honored to be around Daven and Bijal and this opportunity to share with these beautiful souls here that are just giving. They open their hearts, they open their minds, they open their contacts. We share resources, and that's what makes us so great. And so I'm honored. I own 3 businesses. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have a consulting company. I have a leadership coaching and mentoring company, and I have a production and e-learning platform that I'm releasing this year, which is really exciting, called ePrentice.com. So that's a little bit about me. That's 30 seconds.
Awesome. And talk about like resources and connections. If there was an award for the resources connections guy in Mastery Retreats, it'd be you, buddy.
Thank you.
So yeah,
Thank
give
you.
him a round.
Appreciate that.
Okay.
I'm Oliver Schmalholz. I'm from Scottsdale, Arizona, originally from Munich, Germany, and I run a news analytics company that allows investors to better understand which news move US stocks. We used to be a B2B type company selling the product to hedge funds, and decided to get into the retail investor market. I signed up for the mastermind to get a head start, get all the expertise, how to kickstart the process, learn all the ins and outs, and has been an invaluable experience. Lots of shortcuts. Wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for the group and for Daven and his team.
Awesome. Thanks, Oliver. Roy. Am I blocking the guy?
Hey everybody, Roy Meyer here, and I can tell you, just to get into Jerry's Rolodex was worth signing up for the mastermind. So thank you for that. But I've been following Daven now for a few years in the mastery. I mean, it would take a lot more than 30 seconds to share my journey, but I can tell you in the short time, the few years we've known, I've gone from recovering from complete collapse in the real estate crash to we've done multiple six-figure launches on some products with product launches with Daven's help. Actually, it's grown all the way to I have my own high-end mastermind now. I have several membership programs with the help of Daven that are doing very well. I'm actually going to be speaking in 4 different countries. Never thought Daven, I don't know where that came from this year. So this year I'll be in 4 different countries speaking. We do a lot of high-end consulting now as well that we're really excited about. And I mean, when I say it's a game changer, this has really been a life changer for me, and more than a life changer, really a generation changer. Because when you lose almost everything in a real estate crash, and you're wondering where you're going to turn, I really came at that point looking for answers, and that has really been, a savior for generations for my family. So can't say enough about getting clarity, getting a roadmap, getting a strategy together. I didn't know anything about funnels, launches, any of that type of stuff before I got involved, but I sure know a lot about it now. And so, I just can't say enough, and enough thanks to Daven, what you've done. So.
Awesome. Andrea.
Hi, my name is Andrea Albright, and I am on a mission to help 1 million women lose weight naturally so that we can stop the childhood obesity epidemic.
Yeah.
I used to be overweight. My family struggles with that as well, and so my heart and my soul is on a mission to end it, and I do have a natural solution. I've been online since 2006, and I have done a lot with social media and content marketing, and I pick my mentors very, very carefully because there's so much noise out there, and just like meditation, it's about quieting the mind and quieting the noise and tuning in to one message. And when I found Daven, I knew that he was the one voice that was going to take me and my message and my mission to the next level. And it has been more than I could have ever imagined, from the network, from the resources, the technology, and truly cutting edge, innovating our industry and what the internet is capable of achieving. I believe Daven is the one to follow for that. And most of all, your heart and how you love people. So thank you, and I'm honored to be a part of your mastermind.
The honor's mine. Thank you.
Hello, hello, hello. My name's Bruce Mack, serial entrepreneur. I own Platinum Savings Card, and I'm also very, very pleased to be here because, well, I feel like I'm here with my family. These are people that I know. These are people that I travel with. Daven and I went to Europe this summer. We were just on a cruise last week with our families. Oops, did I spill the beans?
Next time.
Daven's been able to bring clarity, like you've been saying, to my Platinum Savings platform, which you'll hear more about on Sunday, and also to my financing platform. When you're working with peers, it's a great idea, and you have the unbridled ability to keep things in that group and ask what you may think are stupid questions. First of all, I don't believe that there are any stupid questions, but I like to ask questions, and I want to get feedback. And the ability to bounce ideas off of peers that can truly give you the feedback that you can't see because you are on the inside rather than on the outside looking into your situation, it's priceless, truly priceless. So I'm proud to be a member of this group. I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, and I got to tell you, I can't thank you enough because you're the best, Daven.
Oh, thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. Peter.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so my name is Peter Croezi. I'm not going to talk about myself. If you want to know about me, you can talk to me outside. I got about 10 companies, and I can start another 10 easily with all the opportunities and people that I've met through Daven. I can tell you after the first time that I went to the retreat, well, I don't even know how I ended up there. My partner in Canada, who's this awesome guy, he couldn't make it, so he sent me. So I don't know, by mistake, I ended up with this guy Daven and this mastery thing. But
by the way, Peter, I'm sorry to interrupt. Is Frank here? Frank Rieger? Oh, he stepped out. Okay, I forgot Frank. But he's not here, so. Okay, so it's all good. All right, go ahead. Sorry, Peter.
I got to start all over again.
Keep going, buddy. I'm sorry, I just hit me. I forgot Frank. It's like, where the heck's
Anyway,
Frank?
I can tell you this. The first time I went to this retreat, I didn't do it in front of anybody, but I wanted to cry because I realized that it was going to change my life, and it did because of this man. That's all I have to say.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. One of my oldest buddies, Ed.
And how do you follow that?
I know, right?
Yeah, it's like, okay, sure, whatever. So I am not a serial entrepreneur. I was what you would call a turnaround CEO, one of those nice guys who comes in and fires 30% of the workforce, straightens the company out, and we make money.
And it goes out for a steak.
Yeah, exactly. It only works every time. So I got a little bit tired after number 13. We took some companies public, took some companies private. So I took some time off to figure out what I wanted to do. And I discovered in 2009, what a great time to get into the real estate information and investing business, right? Why is everybody laughing? When's the best time to buy anything? When it's on fire sale, right? When it's for free. How smart do we look now, right? Pretty smart. So when we got into the info business, the business I bought half of was flat on its back, stake through its heart, DOA. And so I knew nothing about the info business at that time, knew nothing, literally. So what I decided to do very quickly was figure out who did and jump the rungs on the ladder so I could take the fast path, right? So Daven and I ended up in the same circles at about the same time. It was hysterical.
We did, yeah.
So we've climbed the ladder together the whole time. And we've been in many masterminds together and everything else. So it should probably tell you something, because I'm cheap. I'm half Scottish. I am really cheap. If I'm willing to come out and invest in Daven's mastermind, that would probably tell you that the Scotsman in me doesn't want to spend the money, right? And it's, if you want to continue to like have rung jumping experiences instead of going here and then there, then here, then there, then here. If you want to like go here, then here, you really need to change who you're hanging with. Like take the 5 people near you, and if they're broke folk or they're just not achievers, yeah, let's make a change, right? So that's the whole thing. And you know, I'm around Daven, I'm around Bruce, I'm around Jerry, because I like jumping rungs. I don't like hanging out at the rung I'm on. And that's the truth of the matter, and thank you very much. It's been an awesome run, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Thanks,
thank you.
buddy. Give him a round. Awesome. Sorry, guys. I've been on my feet all day. I just took a little break over here. So let's pass it over to Jerry. I've got a question for you, Jerry. Okay. So our motto for all of our mastermind programs is whatever it takes, whatever you need. You know, sometimes it's coaching because you're going into a new area that you haven't had experience in before, and I've had experience, or members of the group have had experience. Other times, you know, we need to find money, right? We need to find capital, or we need to incubate an idea. So Jerry, I think it was last year, you came to me with this idea for ePrentice. Yeah. And I think it'd be really cool for you to talk about, but we ended up incubating it. Then you needed partners for it, so I brought the partners to the table, and then you need money, and so I became your major investor. I invested in the company. So do you want to talk about ePrentice? Because I think it's, when it does come out, it'll be really exciting. Cool.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah.
I had the great fortune to do over 200 partnerships with speakers and authors in this community, and I did that through a couple platforms that I created. The first platform was called trainingyou.com. I co-created that with a great entrepreneur and coach out of Florida, and we just knocked it out of the ballpark. We took his company from $2 million to $4 million in sales in a little over a year. It was a really amazing platform, and it was all about joint ventures and bringing more value to your joint venture partners. We had moved on. My partner at the time, he retired, basically, and I needed another platform, so I created Master You Academy. And this was a platform designed to promote a famous seminar that I used to promote in San Diego called Money and You. How many people know Money and You in the room? Okay,
DC
just a
Cordova.
few of you? Yeah, DC Cordova's program. So we came in to produce that, and I used this platform as a lead gen to help bring people to that platform. And so in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, these two platforms have been really successful in helping existing companies grow to another level. But I thought, what if we were to make a platform that everybody can use, that's qualified to be on the platform, and we make it its own company? And I had that idea for a while, and I pitched it to a couple really big players in the industry, 13, $14 million companies, and they loved the idea. But I wanted to pick the right partner, and there was something that just didn't go right there, and I just said, you know what, when the time is right, the right person will come in that can help me not only finance it, but help me launch it. Now, do you think Daven knows a little bit about launching things? Right? Yeah. So I had just shared this idea with him, and he knows some of the challenges that we face in the joint venture space. When you put partnerships together, the industry has changed so much since that first platform. Right. It's all about tracking. It's all about clicks. It's all about the numbers, right? It's like before it was a handshake. If you have a list of 100,000 and I have a list of 30,000, we could do a deal, But today it's a little different on how that's structured, and I wanted to make the platform the Rolls Royce of that community, that opportunity to not only bring value to the consumer who can learn from these great authors and speakers, but also on the back end support those who have webinars and have converting webinars and want to put that webinar on a platform so that we can drive the traffic to it. We can help you make sales. We can help you reach more customers. So we're planning a launch this year. I'm not sure if it's going to be in the second quarter or the third quarter, but we're working on that right now, and that's pretty much the concept. And so,
yeah, pretty cool. Awesome.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. So in a nutshell, there's a lot of learning platforms that are popping up, Lynda, Udemy, etc. There's a lot of sort of game-changing technology under the hood, but what really attracted me to the company, well, one, the management team, Jerry, of course, he's a brother in Mastery Retreats, so I was obviously on board. But also, when we do a lot of joint ventures, we do a lot of reciprocation, one of the things that happens besides making money, besides adding value, is you burn the list. Right, you burn the list. So Jerry's technology allows you to do like 15 joint ventures at once and only mail out for one. Pretty cool, right? So to get all that leverage, so I knew it was going to be a huge game changer, and I'm just super excited about ePrentice, and it's going really well so far. So yeah, awesome. So Oliver, what I love about the people that we get is they're so damn impressive. You have done some amazing shit. By the way, I apologize for the F-bomb in my video. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, all right. And you've just done some incredible stuff. First of all, can you just kind of share the story about your exit that you did?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I used to be in telecoms when I was still living in Europe. I was very lucky to get the first long-distance license in one of the European countries. I focused on a secondary market, Austria, such as south of Germany. I saw all the big players move into the German market and into the French market. So naturally, at some point, I was hoping they would look at expanding geographically after they're done with the main countries they were targeting. So I got the first long-distance license. I was in my mid-20s when I was in that industry. I had absolutely zero experience running it. I partnered up with somebody that has done it in other countries, signed up for some capital from US investors, and went to Austria with a suitcase and an answering machine in the suitcase, and that was it. And 18 months later, sold the company to a large publicly traded company in Austria without spending $1 in advertising, completely concentrated on a direct sales team, commission only, together with an in-house telemarketing department. I scaled it to 150 employees. When I sold the business, I stayed on until the company had almost 500 employees. Back in the 90s, one guru that really shaped, I would say there was 3 gurus or mentors that really changed my life. One was Jay Abraham. He taught me all the direct sales stuff without spending a dime in advertising. Then after I sold the business, there was a gentleman with the name of Dan Pena over in the UK. At that time, he was still living in California. He taught me how to raise money. I went and raised $42 million from Dresdner Kleinroth in London and 2 Austrian funds. Then did the same telecom stuff in 5 more countries in Central and Eastern Europe. So he taught me how to raise money and sign up the former president of Austria to come on the advisory board. That was pretty cool. Yeah. And then now, after I transitioned into the fintech space, I was looking for somebody, where can I get all this cool internet marketing expertise? I didn't want to, spend all the time and money to figure it out myself. And I looked at a lot of different, things out there. I ran into Daven, and I knew that's the real stuff. And it's not just everything you get out of the weekend get-togethers. If there's any follow-up questions, it only takes a phone call or a text message. I got complete access to his team.
And me.
Josh and you, and you've always been very, very responsive. It would have taken me hundreds of thousands of dollars figuring it out myself, and I wouldn't be at the point where we are now without all your support.
Awesome, I appreciate that. And now we're working on a project together, which should be very exciting. Well, we're moving into it, yes. So that'll be cool.
Can't wait for that, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought up a good point, and that's something I talk about all the time, and that's shortcuts, right? You can always go the long path, but the short path is a lot easier, right?
Right, a quick
faster.
phone call, and not just, you hear things here in the room, But then once you start implementing it, you get all those additional questions. And if you got a resource, that you can email, text, call, it saves you a lot of time and money.
Yeah.
So I'm really glad to have access to all of this.
Me too. That's what friends are for. So shortcuts, let's continue on that theme and pass that on to Roy. And Roy, when we first met, you're a perfect example of a graduate. So you started in Beyond Results, really, and then moved on to Mastery Retreats. And at the time when we had met, you'd gotten beat up in business, 2008, and you wanted to be in the outsourcing space.
Right.
But for real estate agents and for appraisers.
Right.
And so you picked a shortcut. Let's come work with Daven. And I don't know about you guys, but usually in this space, there's a tremendous amount of collaborative, business, and that's the way I love to do business. There's plenty to go around, right? I mean, you and I are in the same space in some respects, but you went into a different niche, and it's been a joy supporting you. So, do you want to talk about what made you sort of make that decision and how it went? And you kind of covered it, but maybe
it's been quite. It started even at this point now. Daven said, "Well, if you're going to hang with me, you got to start wearing fancier shirts."
That's true. That sure looks pretty good.
I grew up in the Midwest, but it really graduated from the crash in 2008. I had a large appraisal firm and was looking to do some other things, and we kind of started. I remember going to your first event to learn more about outsourcing, which I had done a little bit of. Quickly realized it was much more than that. Sure. Really opened the eyes. And one of the things I do love about Daven is it really forces you to think a lot bigger. So it graduated then into authoring a book. It graduated then into why don't you teach what we've done for you in your business to a bigger industry. The next thing I knew, I was kind of the go-to marketing guru in the entire appraisal industry. Next thing I knew, I was becoming consulting with a lot of the major firms in the industry. Then that graduated from there with Daven's help to the home inspection industry. Now that's evolved into the real estate industry as well. And so all of that, though, has been a process with Daven helping along the way, and it's been just a gradual step each time after each year. And it's exciting. Even now, Daven, we're looking at a potential 7-figure this year with your help. So it's been a gradual step, which has been a lot of fun getting to that point. So with your help, we've done a number of product launches, like I mentioned, that never would have even known how to do that. We've done, with helping me set up a membership site, we have several hundred members. We've lost 4 people in 4 or 5 years.
Did you guys hear that? Membership site, average shelf life is 90 days. And you lost 3 or 4 people over the last how long?
We've lost 4 people in 4 years in that particular program.
It's unheard of. It's unheard of.
So it's been the graduation has been a lot of fun, and just have learned a lot. Matter of fact, Daven, probably one of the most exciting things that I can share is not only have we got back on our feet in a big way, we actually are pulling up stakes at our home, and we are going to be traveling the globe starting in December. We've done enough with Daven's help to build a business that we can now travel the world, actually run our business from the globe, and we're pulling up stakes, pulling our kids out of school, living in December, and we're hitting the highway for destination unknown for several years.
So exciting.
None of that would have been possible looking back on 5 years ago.
Sure.
It's been quite the journey, that
awesome.
could have never envisioned at this point. So
that's incredible. Yeah, great story. Andrea, yeah. So I would say Jerry, Andrea, and Ed, probably Bruce, probably a close run-up, probably the longest people in the marketing space. You're certainly a seasoned marketer, and you, over the years, have hung out with some of the best and the brightest. And so I'm just curious about your decision process in deciding to join. Like, what was that all about, or how it worked? Yeah, the mindset. Yeah.
Well, we had met a few years ago.
We had.
And so we have kind of seen, been in the same kind of circles, and there are a lot of invitations to join masterminds, which
everybody's got a mastermind.
It's always an honor,
Yeah.
when someone offers you an invitation, it's always meaning that they're wanting to help you get to the next level, and they see something in you that they want to invest in, which is always an honor. And so I value my time very highly, because as a marketer, I'm an implementer and I'm a business owner. And so that means anywhere I'm going, that's taking me away from my business, and that's taking me away from implementing. And so what actually got me was Daven sent this really cool package in the mail. You know, it was like old school direct marketing. Who does that anymore? But I opened it, and it was a video that played on a box. And it was a video of Daven. And I'm a video marketer, I'm a producer. I love video and what it can do to capture an audience. And he got me.
Cool.
And I was like, wow, this is cool. What is this?
That's cool.
And so we had a conversation on the phone. And from that initial conversation, I just felt your presence and your desire to truly contribute to my mission. Cool. And it took some time for me to actually attend the event. And to be completely transparent, I didn't think I was ready, okay? I felt, maybe, can anybody relate to not feeling like you're ready to step up and play a bigger game?
You were like in a transition at the time.
I was making a huge transition, and there were things where I was like, I gotta figure this stuff out first. I can't show up until I figured it out. And you said something to me that changed my mind. You said, you know what, Andrea? It's the perfect time to show up. Cool. Is before when you don't have it all figured out. And I'm so grateful that I did, because the day that I said yes to just joining, within the first 10 minutes, I told you, I said, my life has already been changed forever. And there isn't a day that goes by that I'm not connected to either Jerry or Peter or William, who's not here with us today, or you, or someone on your team. And joining your mastermind has given me the connection of a community and a family, like you said. It is like a family. And it's this sigh of relief. I don't have to have it all figured out. And we can't be an expert at everything. And just to admit and say, I want help and I need help, and to choose the person who I know, if you don't have the answer, you're going to be able to connect me to the person who has the answer. You've been able to fill in holes of my business that maybe 10, 15, 20 years I might have figured it out, or maybe not. I'll never know. But within less than 90 days, I have a completely new business on a new track, and it's all because of saying yes to you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know, there's a perception when you think about the relationship between mentor and mentee, who gets all the value? The mentee, right? Because they come into a relationship, you know, and they learn something from that coming together, that relationship, right? But the reality is, and there's actually 2 books that I've written on this that haven't been released yet, 2 parables. One's called The Guru Master, and the other is called The Dream of Utopia. And they explore the relationship between mentor and mentee. And the reality is, the mentor gets so much out of the relationship too. And quite frankly, I believe that the mentor gets more out of the relationship. Because when you get to empower somebody, it's the most amazing feeling in the world, right? Would you all agree? Yeah. And so just in case you haven't figured this out yet, my reason for creating our programs is totally selfish, okay? I love it. I mean, I get so much out of this. And these guys have changed my life. Their friendship, their mentorship, and we've run out of time, but I want to thank you so much for being a part of my life, okay? Give them all a round, okay?